Good morning from wherever you might be listening to this dial, Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Ido-Ekiti, where we are bringing to you at this time issues that involves me and you as citizens of this great nation. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Welcome once again to the Tuesday edition of the follow-up. The follow-up where we'll discuss political issues, current affairs issues as they affect us, like I do say, citizens and stakeholders of this great nation. So today, if you have been following the political situation or event in Ekiti State in the past few weeks, you would remember that there were rumors that flied around that the former Ekiti State Governor, Dr. John Kayode Fayemi, is planning to take along with him the current governor of the state, Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, and some other APC figures to the coalition ADC in the state. But however, shortly after that report emerged, or that rumor emerged, there were responses and reactions from the APC in the state, as well as the state government and the state governor himself. And recently, on Sunday specifically, the All Progressives Congress in the state dismissed the claim, stating that former Governor Kayode Fayemi is plotting to destabilize the party or law members away through a secret stakeholders meeting. And when you look at it, it was from a statement by the party state publicity secretary, Mr. Segun Dikwe, where he dismissed that report and stated that it was a fabrication by rumor peddlers bent on creating internal strife. And that has been the development so far. So this morning we'll be getting reactions from the publicity secretary of the party in the state, Mr. Segun Dikwe, to help us buttress further on this development, as well as speak as to the achievement so far, or the state or the level of things administratively in the state, speak as to the Oyebanji administration, and we'll take it up further to the national level and see how the APC government has been running the affairs of the state and the country at large across all levels. So joining us this morning is the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress in Ekiti State, Mr. Segun Dikwe. Your statement yesterday debunked some of the rumors that have flied all around, all across, that the former governor is planning to defect and some planning to take along some state members away from the APC. Perhaps you help us elaborate further on the stance of the APC so far.
I will start with this rhetorical question. Can a reasonable person abandon the house he has built by himself? The structure you have put down, can you abandon it and run under a different structure? Can you be a leader somewhere and go and be a follower elsewhere? All this beg for answer, and I think we all can predict what the answer is. I don't think that is possible. But again, this is period of propaganda. This is period of a political campaign. So every form of action and reaction will be subject to propaganda scrutiny. And if we scrutinize this one, I think it falls to the side of propaganda more than to the side of truth. I don't think it's possible for him to have taken that decision. And because that decision is not reasonable, so he won't take it.
But there are those who have attributed that when cases like this occur, it's as a result of some internal wrangling within the APC. Are there any case of such? Because there were times that report was flying all around that there's a bit of fractions or divisions within the APC, and thus has given room for reports like this to emerge.
I don't think you've ever heard of any fraction in APC Ekiti. APC Ekiti is one and a whole. There's no fraction, there's no division in APC Ekiti. But we are talking about ambition, it's natural, it's legitimate. This is the season for people to throw up their ambition and they will test their weight, test their might. It doesn't call for friction or fraction within the party. The party is united and we are speaking with one voice. And any official position, like I've said, of the party can only, we have secretariats and we are the formidable party in Ekiti. We are the party that you can reach out to check the truth. And being a PRO, I will never hide the truth from anybody. I would rather tell you what the situation is. As of today, we don't have any division. As of today, we don't have anybody who has given any expression of interest regarding their ambition. So I can tell you by and large that APC in Ekiti is the most formidable party without fraction.
Still talking on the internal democracy within the APC and the party dynamics, Dr. Fayemi sometimes emphasized the need for greater internal democracy within the APC. So how's the party addressing this cause? Because you've just refuted claims of his defection, and he has called for more strength and more synergy across party members and party faithful. So how is the party going to respond to calls from the party leader?
Well, I think he just called for reinforcement of that. The fact that I say that if I'm a pastor, that my followers should always pray without ceasing. It doesn't mean that they've not been praying. So if he's talking of internal democracy, I think he's just calling for emphasis and reinforcement of that. In any political party of our nature and of any political party, there will always be ambition. There will always be people who want to aspire to a position. There will always be people who feel they are shortchanged, that this is what I wanted, this is what they gave me, or they didn't even give me anything. That is natural because there are limited offices for unlimited number of persons to jostle for. So if we are talking of internal democracy, we are just saying that we should do things as it should be. Even within a family, you'll be calling for fairness. And that doesn't mean that you are not fair at all. You cannot be fair enough. So if that is what people are thinking, it's called for democracy. Internal democracy did not come today. Even when he was a governor, he was always making his observations and his positions known to even the president and to the party at the national level. He has never shied away of speaking his mind. And that doesn't mean that because of that, he's vacating the party. No. He's always speaking his mind. Even during the ex-president Buhari, late President Mohamed Buhari, when he was the chairman of Governors Forum, he took the party to court to interpret something regarding the issue of local government autonomy. Nobody saw it as trying to vacate the party then. So whatever he says, he speaks his mind, and he speaks as a concerned leader and member of the party. He's not speaking as somebody who wants to vacate his position or his membership of All Progressive Congress. He's our party leader. The last caucus meeting held this year, he was there. He used to have to host us every December at his country home in Ishon Ekiti. He did it last year, and he's always encouraging us. And this last time he came home, he encouraged us that people in the party should not allow their ambition or their bickerings to affect the fortune of the party. So it's always like that.
From where you stopped, that the former governor called that people with their ambition should not allow that to affect the structure and the internal mechanism going on in the party. I'd like to ask, what is the party leadership doing to ensure that those with these certain ambitions or the other are not executing or manifesting their ambition in such a way that it will show the party or to cause some sort of fractions within the party?
I think you have to interpret what we are doing, exactly what we are doing. But then, even if you have children, 4, 5, you have to manage them. you have to be wise in managing them so that there won't be a conflict of interest. And that's what we are doing. If somebody, okay, 10 people say they want to vie for House of Rep and there is only one slot, what do? Do we chase the 9 people away? No, we will call them, we will counsel them, we will talk to them, and if the need allows, we will give them other alternatives. Those are things we do. We have our internal mechanism of managing this kind of conflict of interest. I don't see it as crisis. I always refer to it as conflict of interest. And you cannot have enough of it within a party. You cannot dispense with it totally, except people are just there to be done. But if people are there and they are strong and they have reasons for joining your party, they must declare their interest at a point. And there must be conflict of interest, and there must be resolution of such conflicts. And I think we are doing well as a All Progressive Congress in that area. That is why we are still formidable, both at the national level and at the state level, even at the local government level, and even at the world level. We are doing well in managing our internal conflicts without allowing friction to take the better part of us.
Many would say that due to the upcoming 2026 gubernatorial election in the state, and that's where we have rumors like this fly around. So, with this upcoming gubernatorial elections very, very much approaching, what is the APC strategy, or what strategy would you take to retain power in the state?
Thank you. The first strategy is to follow the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999. The second strategy is to follow the dictates of the party constitution. And the third strategy is to follow the dictates of electoral law. We will not go out of all these laws guiding us. We will play by the rules. And anybody coming with any interest must go and read what the constitution says, the party constitution, the federal constitution, and the electoral law. You must play by the rules. We don't do anything outside of the dictates of the Constitution. We allow the Constitution to take the better part of our decision. And if the Constitution is saying, for instance, that the governor, the incumbent, who is running for the first term, is entitled to second term of 4 years, making 8 years, is provided in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is provided for in the Constitution of the party. And the electoral law makes such provision also. So if you are now coming also, you must work within that range. And you must refer to where it is your entitlement to be considered and regarded. And when we see it, we will look at it and we will be guided by it. We are not going to create our own way out of anything. That's why it's because of this kind of maze that the Constitution, Federal Constitution is clear about it. About 2 terms for a sitting governor and a sitting president. The party constitution is clear about it. About 2 terms. And the party constitution went further that the person who has 1 term, he has the offer of forced rejection when you are going to consider who flies your flag nest. So most of these things we allow them to guide what we do. We don't listen to hearsay or the rumors making rounds outside of the party. Because we are the custodians of the party's rule of law, we allow it to play an important part in the way we decide and determine who gets what within the system. That's the way we do it.
Now, interesting, Mr. Dikpe. How about, or what would be the party's strategy now in terms of when you look at recent activities within the state? The opposition are making some grassroots sensitive or mobilization, and the question is, how is the APC preparing to counter opposition narrative and strengthen its grassroots support?
I think reverse is the case. How will the opposition be able to counter our formidability in the grassroots? The support that we are getting for our party and the ambassador of our party, which is the governor. How will the opposition counter it? How will they weaken what we have, the strong hold we have on the electorates today? How will they be able to weaken it? I think that's the question that will go to them. It will be national pretension to for the general election.
All right, on this before, because I also want us to talk on some of the achievements that the APC government has had that the party will probably use to or to tell the people. But then there are those who would want to know the role that the former governor Kayode Fayemi will play in this upcoming election.
Well, those are two questions in one, and I'll answer them. The first question, the achievements that we need to present or to show, and the idea stay. We are very lucky this time around. It is the people, the public, the electorate that are now showing us the achievements of our governor and the reason why they want him for a second term. Isn't that funny? Instead of us running after them, they are running after us, telling us that, look, you people have done well. And I'm telling you the truth. And that is what gives birth to this game of endorsements. People are running to us instead of us running to them. So they made our job very light. And as regards Dr. Fayemi, I've said it in my intro that a house built by you, you always want the house to be sustained. You want the house to be strong on ground. You don't want the house to be falling by anybody. You don't want the house to be weak. And you cannot break the house. Dr. Fayemi is playing the role. If you know Dr. Fayemi very well, he's not given to theatrics the way some other people will do. Once he says something, you hold him for it. Last December, he has said it that he wanted this particular person to continue. He wanted Governor Oladoyin for a second time. He has spoken. And he has never come to us that it doesn't belong to our party. And he cannot do anything that will be anti-progressive for our party. We know him very well. Those of us who know him know that he doesn't talk much, but he acts. Part of his action is his own coming to always sensitize us, to always remind us that please, don't let this thing drop. Let us continue with the tempo that we are using. It doesn't have to be at forefront carrying the placard. You always advise us, and you always encourage those who are passionate, those who are his followers, strong followers, that please, this is the line that you must go. And he has never told anybody to the contrary.
Mr. Adipe, what is Governor Ayegbusi doing differently? Because this is not the first, he's not the first APC governor in the state. And our previous election, it was not this, the endorsement was not this much. But now, the endorsement is quite probably all over the place. And many are saying, is it as a result of his success in office or his personality or both? What is so different with Governor Ayegbusi?
Thank you. What is different with Governor Ayegbusi, as you have identified, are both his personality and achievement, and even more. He has more that he has done. His humility, conduct, personality, his ability to understand the feelings of others, and his ability to be there both locally and at the national level to present himself in a decorous manner. We have to look at all those things. And for God's sake, like I said, he is already entitled to second term by the virtue of the Constitution. Now, when people are doing the endorsements, this is the way it goes now. It's different from the way it went in the past. In the past, people endorsed too. But the style and pattern of endorsement may be now different and louder than it was in the past. For instance, you can't tell me that you don't know the people coming out within the PDP fold now. And that is endorsement because some people have endorsed them to go ahead for it. That's their own form of endorsement. So if ours is louder than theirs, it doesn't mean that we are doing anything strange or anything that's not allowed within the frame of Constitution. We are just playing the politics the way it should be played. And we are adding some peps. We are adding our own creativity to it. If people are coming and saying, this man has affected our lives, we want to adopt him, we want to endorse him, we will encourage you to laud it so that it's not held by us alone, it's held by the public. And if you have come to endorse somebody, you cannot vote against him. So this game of endorsement is a pointer to where the votes will go in the coming election. is a pointer to the popularity of the governor and our party, because the governor is an ambassador of our party. Whatever, if he does something wrong, it will rub off on our party. So if he's doing well, it's also rubbing off on our party, on our image and reputation. I can go out now and boldly call myself PRO of APC. I'm sure PROs of other parties may not be able to do that with the same steez with which I will do mine. So when we look at the situation, the endorsement is playing a positive role, a dynamic role, and is showing you that politics is now being run and arranged differently from what it was in the past. So if we are endorsing and we are pulling larger people to our side, it is good than sending people away from our side. People have decamped in numerous numbers, in great numbers, to our camp than it was ever. And courtesy of the performance activity of Governor Ayegbusi, courtesy of the way we are doing the endorsement, the way we are going by it, we are getting more people. So it's a political strategy.
So you are not in any way bothered with activities of the opposition across, because we've seen several candidates now, I beg your pardon, aspirants showing some sort of interest and making some certain moves. Does it not bother you in any way?
The word is not bother. The word is that we consider them in things we do. And we are not underestimating the surprise they can spring. We are anticipating. That's why our strategy is to be strong on ground and not to relax in the way we propagate the activities of government, the activities of our party. We are not going to underestimate any opposition. We are not going to take them for granted. We are going to use every opportunity we have to canvass for this second time. We will not allow it to slip off our hands. Well, this is the first time that a sitting governor will be, running back to back, 2 terms back to back. This will be the first time in the history of Ekiti. We want to make that history. We want to be the party that will make that history the same way we are the party that ever handed over from one sitting governor who is a member of a party to another governor who is a member of the same party. We are the first people to achieve that. And we want to go further and achieve being the first, that if you are going to run 2 terms, let it be back to back. So we are not taking the opposition for granted. We are not going to overlook anything they are trying to do. They will always meet us on their way.
Mr. Adikwe, what is the relationship between, or how is the relationship between Governor Ayegbusi and the federal level? Because there are those who question that. As I said, there are those who may question the strength of the relationship between the state government, the governor, and the federal level. What is the strength of their relationship?
How many people have visited the federal level to confirm that? It's like asking me what is the relationship between the chairman of my local government and Governor Ayegbusi. The relationship is cordial. Is the governor within the same party where the president is the president? And they always see, when others don't see them, they will always be there. Let me tell you, if Governor Ayegbusi is going to have problem, it would have been clear to us some 2 years into something, first year, second year, we're in third year, and we have only 3 months or thereabout to the primary election. No such pronouncement that there's problem. And like you said, his personality, his achievement, they are not only speaking within the state, they are speaking even at the national level. Everywhere he goes, and those national awards, they have a hand in it. It's not just being given in Ekiti. You see that he has got several awards, several gallants for what he's doing. That means all these things are being noticeable at the national level. So if you're asking me what is happening between our sitting governor, who is constitutionally entitled for a second term, and at the national level where they are also entitled for second term according to constitution, and they know that the contribution of the state matters in what is going to happen after that. We are going to have our election in 2026. We are going to have the federal election for the national something in 2027. Whatever we're able to attain or achieve now is what we are going to take into that one. What we will transfer into that one. They are conscious of that. All these politics, people who are experienced enough can see, but people who are not, they will rely on rumors. And let me tell you, propaganda stuff, you want to demean the achievement of somebody who is there so that people can see you as responsible, as reliable, as a trusted ally. But to say that there's no friction. And I don't think you've read of any friction in any newspaper, in any conventional newspaper. I can generate a story today that I'm fighting you. And if I want to use it to achieve a purpose in your radio station, I will be pushing it. Or that you are not in good terms with your manager news or director news or general manager. I can start pushing it and repeating it until people begin to take me serious. And because you are not bothered about it, you won't be defending yourself. You just take it that, okay, when you see me with the man, when you see me collecting my salary and they've not chased me away, then you know that the relationship is cordial. And so be it.
Now, interesting. But let's take it further to the national level. A couple of activities have been going on within the APC recently, especially since the demise of former President Muhammadu Buhari. And there are those who have raised these fears or concern as to what becomes of the APC when the Buhari faction or the Buhari as a leader is no more, questioning the strength and what is going to be the outcome for 2027. I'd like for you to speak to that, sir.
God bless the soul of the ex-president Muhammadu Buhari. He lived well and died well, and was able to take our party to a reasonable level. And I can assure you that his death is not going to create any crack in our party. Thankfully, those who are going out to form coalition, whatever they are forming, they have been there. They've gone out before the demise of President Muhammadu Buhari. Otherwise, people will start meaning to it that it is death that has splitted us. No, the death will rather make us to be formidable and make us strong. It's not going to split us in any way. And there's nothing that will happen. We'll play politics the way we should play politics and the way we have been playing politics. And as you can see, give us till this time next year, our party will still be the one that is strong on ground, while others will be mouthing, will just be canvassing for relevance. And you will see that I told you that. So there's nothing that's going to affect our party. There's nothing affecting our party now. There's nothing that's going to affect our party in the future. We are formidable. And by the time we have the election in Ekiti, in Osun, you will see how formidable we are.
Now, those who have said that probably the northern part of the country is because I've seen a couple of interviews where some persons say that the north is probably not in terms or not happy with the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and thus there might be sort of crisis, as they put it, in 2027. And when you look at the ADC coalition, there are a couple of northerners, strong northerners, as they say, who are members of that coalition. Does that also bother you?
There are southerners and there are easterners in the coalition. All these are political games. It's just war of the thrones. Everybody is just aspiring. And for me to be taken serious, I must belie or ridicule your achievement and performance in the presence of those I'm studying myself. It has nothing to do with us. Rather, it's making us to work even harder. It's making us to see that we should not take these people for granted, and we should do what we need to do and get the result that we deserve. I'm a sports person. I don't know if you are one. If you look at what happened between Chelsea and PSG, people felt that PSG, because of the noise and everything, are going to attract Chelsea. Chelsea came out and attracted them. If you look at what happened between our Super Falcons and
Zambia,
you will see how we overran them. Initially, somebody even said they beat us because of the way we played initially. we overran them. If you look at boxing, what happens between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois, the way he walloped him in fifth round, then you will see that a champion is a champion. And the champion has his winning streak under his armpit. There's nothing affecting us. And don't forget that the president, today's president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a politician in the true sense of it. So he reads all these intrigues and mind games very well. And every day we review and we reposition. So I can tell you that APC is still the party to beat. Even in the next 4 or 5 years, we remain the party to beat.
What led, many have argued or explained that what led to the formation of the coalition is probably because the nation is turning to a one-party state. I would like for you to react to that claims that Nigeria, with the gale of defections, the campaigns all here and there with state governors, national assembly, state assembly members, that the state is turning into a one-party one. What do you say to that as well?
Thank you. History is replete with such concerns. In 2003, with President Olusegun Obasanjo as he then was, you see what was happening. We had all the governors defecting, and there remained only one governor, and that is the governor of Lagos State, who is now the president now. And there was concern all about that it's going to become a one-party state. Lo and behold, was your thinking in 2003 the same as your thinking today? Did we ever become a one-party state in favor of PDP? While we are wishing to enjoy this to continue, the people there too should not give up. They should be playing their games the way they want to play it. There's nothing like becoming one-party state. Political strategy can never be exhausted. You can never have enough of it. People will continue to strategize in their own ways, the way they can do it. There was a time Real Madrid was in football, was the only one winning the Champions League back to back. But these days, will you say that? And people are saying, oh, this Champions League, you should not even play, you should give it to Real Madrid. Will you say that? In England, you saw what Man City was doing, winning everybody first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Will you say that
in Premier League?
So most of these things is Game of the Thrones, and the way it's played, there will be a period that a particular group or system will dominate, and nature has a way of revolving and evolving and changing the course. So I've never seen a one-party state. I'd rather talk of one-party domination at this present time. And we cannot rule it out. It's the way they have played their game. It's their bit of hard work that have given them. If a child is coming first from JS1 to JS3, JS4, it doesn't mean that it's going to be the best when they do the school start, final school start. There will be strategy and strategy.
Mr. Dikwe, the coalition, what has become more or less like their motto now is Nigerians are hungry, Nigerians are angry. And many have agreed with them that Nigerians are hungry and Nigerians are angry. Due to that, they feel like the APC-led administration is not doing well, is causing hardship, causing hunger, causing anger. How would you defend the APC?
Everybody in the land, including the president, would agree that there is hunger in the land. And there will be a strategy to bring it down. And when the president was coming, he said he realized what people were going through. And given the time, he said we will do it. And if the president has said it that he's going to do it, we should give him time. But if you are looking at the people that are saying hunger in the land, sincerely speaking, are those people hungry? Are they not the same people? We know, I don't like mentioning names, but these are not hungry people. Most of them did not only run 4 years as governors, they ran 8 years. The one who ran as vice president ran 8 years. And today they are saying there's hunger in the land. Caused by who? So we should think deeply before we follow all these their maxims, all these their unnecessary propaganda.
Hmm.
The hunger in the land was caused by them, and it's going to be resolved. So we cannot pretend that they are the same people who are coming home to resolve the hunger. We know they are deceiving us, and we should not be deceived.
Let's now talk about President Bola Tinubu's 2 years in office. It's 2 years plus now, and some of his administration's policies and plans, many have commended them, and many still feels that more needs to be done. As a matter of fact, many believe that they are not enough. So I'd like for you to speak as to the state of the nation as it is now in terms of economy, security, and other aspects, and what do you think the president should also look into going forward?
That is a wide card you have thrown, but I will summarize it just. The president realized there was problem in the land, and he has promised to resolve them to the best of his capability. At this point, he has some wins and he has some losses. He has some things he has been able to anticipate and plan for and got right. There are some things he anticipated and may not have got right at this point. And what he needs to do is to review his strategy and to readjust. And if you know the way he governed Lagos then, he's not somebody known to giving up. And it's not somebody making empty promises. He will continue to rejig until he gets there. He's still 2 years in office. And I believe by the time it's 4 years, you have talked about some wins. He will still have gathered more wins. It's not yet Uhuru, but it's not as bad as where we started from. Where we started from was bad, but now we can see the fog is getting clearer. We can see now that there is hope, and we are on our path to our El Dorado, and so shall it be.
So going forward, I'd like for you to respond to what else or what aspect do you think the president should also look into going forward?
Well, he cannot stop looking at every aspect. He can't. The economy calls for his concern. The security calls for his concern. And everywhere, administration, he will continue to rejig, he will continue to rework. I can't tell you that the economy is good now, and I can't tell you that security is good. But if you look at all these things, they have a way of keying into one another. The poor economy can cause insecurity. Insecurity can affect the economy. So you will be looking at everything. The area of health is related to economy. The area of education is related to economy. He will be looking to them holistically. And I'm sure that he even is wiser than me, I can say that. And he sees what I can't even see. Because he has the security reports. I don't have mine except what I read or what I see physically. So I can assure you that he's not blind to all these concerns. I can assure you that every aspect that needs to be touched, he will touch them. Just like Governor Biodo Ibanji is doing in the city.
Finally, sir, as we wind down, I'd like for you to speak to those who have said the APC government in Ekiti State and at the national level has not been best so far. Many have compared previous, probably the PDP government in years past towards the APC government that we have recently. And many have said that the APC government did not do as much as or as well as the PDP government did when they were in power. I'd like for you to speak to that finally as we wind down.
Well, it's a laughable pretension, and you and I know about it. You knew what the situation was during the PDP government. For instance, in Ekiti, we knew that salary payment was an issue. Pensioners' allowance was an issue. But today, those ones are not issues again. Today, we can see the efforts being made in the area of electricity. In the states where I am, governor is doing well. And when you look at the economy in terms of the PDP and the economy in terms of APC, you can draw comparison. You and I traveled Lagos-Ibadan Road, for instance. You knew what Lagos-Ibadan Road was. Even during the time of President Buhari, we had second Niger Bridge going to the east. Was it what the PDP people have been able to do? We know, of course, that like the Israelites when they were to leave Egypt. And God said, go to the land that flows with milk and honey that has promised you. When they got midway, they forgot how they were suffering in Egypt. And they said, that we have been allowed to go back to our Egypt. But when they forgot that it's God that promised them that from that land flowing with milk and honey. But when they eventually managed to get there, they started rejoicing. But in the middle of the journey, they became weary. So our people are human beings. They can be weary because the thing is not instantaneous. And we have the short-term, medium-term, and long-term gains. So if the long-term gains are not coming now, we should be patient enough to have it. Mr. And God will help us to be patient.
All right, Mr. Dikpe, what you made mention of some infrastructural development, which reminds me of the Adamimogo Road here in Ekiti State. As a matter of fact, some aspirants have gone there and spoken to the people and questioned what the state government is doing. I'd like for you to respond, to use this opportunity to respond to the level of...
no response that is not in public domain. Federal government has just issued a release that they will take adequate and serious consideration on Ekiti roads. Those roads you have mentioned are federal government roads. And they are already in the budget. It is now for them to deploy resources to it, to making it. Look at Ado, I'm sure you are not mentioning it. Ado to Ifaki. It was federal government road and state decided that within the what we have, let us support, let us be able to do it. If they are refunded from that, government can still say, let us look at some federal roads. These are federal roads and the federal government has a wider responsibility. And they are saying this time around is the turn of Ekiti roads and Ondo State roads. We will give adequate consideration to them. There's no other response than that. I am not the one managing the pulse of the federal government.
All right.
So the federal government has promised us, we should live by that promise.
All right.
But I dare tell you, if people put their money and they say they want to tow those roads, people will resist. So just like the ring road that we have in Ekiti now, it's going to be towed. But you see people now putting up resistance that you should not tow it, we want to be enjoying it free. So if you want to be enjoying free, wait for the government resources to come and they deploy to it. Otherwise, anybody who puts his hard-earned money on it will want it towed and generate money back. Government is not going to do business with these roads.
All right.
So government is going to rely on what they are able to get to be able to put that road. And this is what they promised us, and they are going to do it.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. The Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC in Ekiti State, Mr. Segun Dikpe. I really appreciate your time today, sir.
It's sincerely my pleasure.
And that's our conversation this morning with the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Mr. Segun Dikpe, who has explained to us some of the things that the people needs to know as regards the activities and the administration of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in not just Ekiti State, but in Nigeria at large. Till next week, where another beautiful edition of the program will return, I am Oladoyin Ayegbusi. The news at noon comes next. Do enjoy the rest of the day.
Take over the